Hi, good morning, everybody, and thanks for joining. My name's Chip Getzinger. I lead the SiriusXM Connected Vehicle Product Organization, and today I'm going to share with you some really exciting news about a brand new service that we're launching. Now, usually when someone hears the name SiriusXM or they see it on an agenda, they naturally think about our audio business. It's an awesome service and millions of people listen every day, but I'm here to talk about another division of SiriusXM, which is SiriusXM Connected Vehicle Services. We're the engine behind many of the largest automakers' telematics programs. We're often behind the scenes of services such as Toyota Connected and Nissan Connect services, as well as SXM Guardian. Now, this is something that we haven't just started doing recently. We've been providing telematics services since 1996. We launched one of the very first telematics programs in the industry, Lincoln Rescue. And we offer a broad range of convenience and concierge services, from remote engine start to turn-by-turn directions and even getting dinner reservations. But at the core, what we've been focused on is vehicle safety for nearly 25 years. So first, I'd like to begin with a short video.
Going into a call blindly takes time away from the care you're going to render to a patient. Once you get to a scene, you need to assess the scene, assess your safety, evaluate your patient. It really puts time on the clock for you. A medical helicopter arriving at that scene by the time we arrive is critical. It really is.
By working with Rapid SOS, we're able to transmit vehicle crash data, driver data, and sometimes medical data as well to the first responders as quickly as possible.
Patient care is our goal. We can respond easier, quicker, and more appropriately with the additional information.
By sending that automatically through the Rapid SOS platform, the telecommunicator can receive all of that rich data at their fingertips to help validate and verify the information that they're being told. We are partnered with over 4,700 911 centers across the country, covering over 92% of the United States population. We've become a trusted partner of the 911 community and the public safety community to help improve and create efficiencies in that response to the emergency call for service.
The impact of saving time en route to a call is saving lives, without a doubt.
Many OEMs already have a very strong brand promise, which is centered around protecting their customers. And what we're doing with this new process is we're taking this and turning it into a data stream. And what that lets us do is add a lot more value on top of the traditional automatic crash notification service, leveraging the information the vehicle can provide.
When companies work together in concert and provide better service to customers, enabling 911 professionals to do the very best job they can do. I mean, that's fantastic.
Every once in a while, an opportunity comes along to make people's lives not only better, but safer. And that's the thing that I think is really exciting about this product. And I can't wait to get it in market and help save more lives.
Having this telematics data is going to answer a lot of questions for us that otherwise would be unanswered.
Second, save lives. Driving a more informed decision-making process is going to help save lives.
Now first, before I get started, I'd like to take a minute to acknowledge all the emergency responders and all those people out there who work tirelessly to help keep us safe every day. Thank all of you so much for everything you do. And I hope that none of you watching or none of your loved ones are ever in a critical accident. But if you are, these people, the systems, the processes they use, they can literally be the difference between life and death. Now, one thing is that time to first responder dispatch is absolutely critical to reduce mortality and long-term injuries. So we hear from experts for years about the golden hour, how important it is to get medical treatment for crash-related trauma injuries within an hour after impact. Now, one thing I didn't know is that it can take longer than 55 minutes for first responders to get to a rural hospital with a critical patient. I was absolutely blown away when I heard that. So it's vital for these first responders to be able to start making decisions before they arrive on scene, especially when you see that last statistic on the screen, 1 minute. Think about how fast a minute goes by. If we can take the time between an accident and arrival at the hospital and reduce it by just a minute, we could reduce deaths by 17%. So how do we save that minute? Well, we went out and we did a ton of research. We talked to accident victims and emergency dispatchers and first responders, and we listened to everything they had to say. We took those insights, tried to figure out what they meant and how we could help. And at the end of the day, we came up with our newest service offering, ACN Plus. So what is ACN Plus? Well, ACN Plus is the biggest change in connected vehicle safety and security services in the nearly 25 years since we first got this market. At the heart of it, it's a data service. Now, traditional automatic collision notification, ACN, was designed back in the analog days. It's a call center service, and it's got limited data capabilities. This was state of the art when it was created in the 90s, and it's helped save thousands of lives over the years. And it's still a valuable core component of our telematics offerings. But in today's world, we generate and we communicate gigabytes of data every day through all our connected devices, including our cars. And we should be able to take that data and leverage it to help in case of an accident. And that's where ACN Plus and its data-centric design come in. This morning, we announced that we'll be working to send vehicle crash data to 911 through Rapid SOS to help emergency responders save more lives. And we're going to continue to provide highly trained call center agents to communicate with vehicle occupants who've been in an accident, just as we've done for years. But with ACN Plus, we can present data to an emergency services agent almost instantly. The time saved here compared to passing information back and forth verbally is significant. And not only that, because we're not passing critical data verbally, the quality and the reliability of the data is greatly increased. So not only is that communication faster and more accurate, but because we're delivering accident information to the agents by data packets, not by voice, we can enrich that data set and we can provide information the agents have never had access to before. We can take vehicle sensor data and bundle it with data from our systems and data from our call center agents who are talking to vehicle occupants and gathering information the sensors can't provide. We can send all of this to the emergency services agents. We can even gather in information, important medical information about the individuals from outside systems and pass that along as well. Now, emergency services agents and first responders and other medical triage personnel have gotten together. They've defined data set enhancements that can help them make better decisions when they respond to an accident. And ACN Plus makes it possible to deliver that data to them and help improve outcomes. Not only that, we've designed ACN Plus so it can be deployed on any car that's currently in the market that's got connectivity and it's got airbag notification capabilities, and no updates are required for those vehicles. So we don't have to wait 2 or 3 years for new vehicle release cycles to get ACN Plus out to consumers. We can start saving time and helping save lives today. So here's what ACN Plus looks like when it's on an emergency dispatcher screen. You look at all the data that we can automatically populate nearly instantaneously to help them be better informed and expedite the work they're doing, especially in a post-crash situation when the occupant can't respond or communicate clearly. Sharing all this data allows the first responders to have unprecedented situational awareness before they arrive on the scene. They're going to get vehicle information like the make, the model, the color, the year, even the VIN number, so they can identify the vehicle when they arrive. They, of course, get the location of the incident. They get airbag deployment status. And we can even share advanced incident information like the number of passengers, where they're sitting, if they've got their seatbelts on. Now, crash impact data varies by vehicle, but we share that as well. So we have the information like how severe was the impact? Was it an impact to the front or to the rear or multiple impacts? Has the vehicle overturned? Agents can even get personal information about the vehicle's driver or passengers, like their names and their phone numbers. Now, if the customer's got a linked medical alert account, we can even share their pre-existing health conditions, medicine allergies, all kinds of things that could help save someone's life, especially if they're unconscious and they can't communicate with the first responders. So not only do the first responders get more data faster and more accurately, but this system is expansible. As new data becomes available in the future, like biometrics or video from in and around the car, we can pass that information along as well. We've developed ACN Plus, so as OEMs continue to add new capabilities in their vehicles, we can pass this vital information through directly to first responders, and we can work to save those minutes of time and help save lives. Now, making ACN Plus available to emergency services centers around the country, no small challenge. Our modern 911 system was first created back in 1968 for landline phones. So over the last 50 plus years, the network of public safety answering points, PSAPs, that answer 911 calls, it's grown, it's developed into over 6,000 call centers in place today. Now, these PSAPs are all localized entities. They're subject to varying regulations, standards, and funding. They got varying levels of training. They got varying types of technology in their call centers. So given the breadth and the complexity of the network of call centers behind 911, it's been a massive effort. But today, over 300 million people are served by PSAPs that are now connected to the data platform behind ACN Plus. And this number goes up every day. Delivering more data to emergency responders faster and more accurately, it's a huge step forward in vehicle safety, and it helps drivers, it helps passengers, it helps emergency services personnel, and it helps auto OEMs. So I am absolutely thrilled to announce the launch of ACN Plus. This is the next generation of emergency response solutions. It's available exclusively from SiriusXM Connected Vehicle, and it's going to be available for all connected vehicles, new and old, this fall. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to your questions, and I really look forward to working together to help save lives.
Hey, Chip.
Steve, how are you?
Good. So welcome. Quite a amazing announcement. Very exciting. Trying to improve something that's been there for 50 years. Always a challenge at the best of times. But you certainly seem to sort of be taking on a huge challenge. Can you talk a little bit about the enhancements and what the benefits are for an OEM in working with you and ACN Plus?
Sure, happy to do that. Thanks. This really is, as I said, this is the first real significant paradigm shift in safety and security for services for vehicles that's happened in the nearly 25 years since we first got into this space. As 911 has evolved over time, and then we came in and connected vehicles, and there was a new way for the vehicle to assist in reaching out and assisting folks who've been in an accident. Today, this integration of a data platform, it is really the next generation. This is, the OEMs now have another message that they can send to their customers, about the safety of their vehicles and, the assistance that they can give them in, really a critical time. So it's a really great way for OEMs to enhance their branding around safety, around support for their customers. And one of the really fantastic things about it is that this also gives OEMs a way to add new capability to vehicles that are already out there in the market, and to demonstrate that not only are they supporting and enhancing and adding new features and functionality to their new vehicles, but they're so concerned for the safety of their customers that they can even enhance vehicles that have been out there for years and give them new capabilities to support their customers. So it's a really effective branding tool and a really effective way to demonstrate their continued ongoing commitment to ensuring the safety of the customers that drive their vehicles every day.
So can you, and one of the questions, there's a couple of parts to the question that came in, but if you walk through the process, what does it look like, and how does it have to integrate, and what other technologies does it have to integrate with?
Sure, and what we've done with ACN Plus is we've worked to make this as easy to integrate and to deploy as possible. So we've already mentioned that that you can deploy this on vehicles that are already out in the market. So the first thing I'll talk about is some of the things that don't need to be done, right? Some of the things that commonly need to be done to offer a new technology or service in a vehicle, they aren't necessary in this case. So there is no need to reach out to the vehicle and touch it in any way. So not only do the vehicles not have to come back in, there doesn't need to be an over-the-air software update, anything. So the vehicles are already capable and transmitting crash data when there's an incident. The second thing is that the PSAPs, so the 911 call centers, are already integrated onto this data platform. So the second thing is there's no additional work that needs to be done with those call centers. They're already on the data platform and ready to receive information. So what does need to be done is connection on the cloud side. So there is integration of our data and platform with the OEM's data feeds coming from the vehicles. So regardless of whether the underlying connectivity technology comes from SiriusXM, which is true for a lot of OEMs, or it's coming from an OEM's internal connectivity. We simply need to take that data, link it into the ACN Plus system, and then when it comes out of the vehicle, it will then flow directly through to the PSAPs, and they'll have that data on their screen.
So you've done the hard part in terms of integrating into the public safety centers already, or with a partner, I think, right?
Yeah, so RapidSOS is our data platform partner, and it has taken quite a lot of effort to go out to all the various PSAPs across the country. So there's this network of 6,000 of them, and they've got different kinds of technologies, PSAP by PSAP. They've already gone through the work and the effort of going out to those folks, getting them integrated onto the platform, and they are ready today. If the data started flowing this afternoon, it would show up on their screen. So that's already been done. So it's simply a linkage between the connectivity platform for the vehicles and our ACN Plus system to have everything flow through.
And I think later on in the week, there's actually another session with, I think, Mitch Donich and from SiriusXM, and also Michael Martin, the founder of RapidOS, and there's some public safety people. So there's more of a dig into the detail, I think. And
yeah, so there's a panel tomorrow. Should be really quite interesting with Mitch Dornick off my team. He will be speaking with RapidSOS and some emergency service providers. I believe it's tomorrow afternoon. So it'd be great to link in there and get some more information about how this works and what the perspective is on ACN Plus from the emergency service provider community.
So what do you see in terms of opportunities for utilizing more data from the vehicles and providing it to first responders? Is there, where does that go?
I think it's really that's a quite interesting opportunity, because as fast as vehicles are advancing today, as fast as technology is advancing, with OEMs moving towards autonomous drive and adding ever more active safety controls into their vehicles, the amount of data that's going to be communicated out from vehicles is ever expanding. And while it's not possible to predict exactly what that's going to be OEM by OEM today, we've developed the ACN platform such that it is expansible. Right? So the connectivity out to the PSAPs, it's not hard-coded to specific fields of data, but it's capable of receiving whatever may come. So with autonomous drive, a lot of OEMs are moving to more camera feeds, for example, outside and inside the vehicle. So video streams could be added into the data communicated to PSAPs. Biometrics is another interesting area that OEMs are exploring. Today, sometimes the vehicles can track your eye movements to look for fatigue or whether you're paying attention for transition from autonomous to manual driving. Well, those sorts of biometrics can also be wrapped into the information that flows out to PSAP. So each OEM is going to have their own strategy for what data what sensors are going to build in the vehicle and what data they'll pass. And we're capable of passing whatever that is as it comes along. They come up with something new and fantastic, great, we're ready to support.
So, so wrapping this up, though, I mean, obviously there's a case for the OEMs, there's a case for you, and obviously public safety. But what does it mean in terms of sort of an experience for the driver? Do you think?
Well, that's the most important part of this, right? Being in an accident is one of the scariest things that you can go through as a person, right? You're incredibly vulnerable because you're scared, you don't know exactly what to do, you're confused, you may be injured, you may or may not be able to communicate, and knowing that there's somebody there. So you get the voice on the connection that says, we're here, we're helping, help is on the way. The data is conveyed immediately to the emergency service providers. They get there more quickly and they get there better prepared to help you with whatever you're experiencing. So it's a great source of comfort for the customer.
Well, Chip, thank you. And amazingly sort of interesting and sort of, breakthrough launch. And so we wish you well. And thank you for taking the time to share it with us today in the Festival of Automotive.
All right. Thanks very much. Happy to be here.